This past year, I've been doing something incredibly exciting in my U.S. history classes at Pineview High School. My students have been participating in a blended learning pilot program designed specifically for them. Now, there are two main goals that I keep in mind during every step of the design process. Number one, students want to feel academically successful at school, meaning that the content and the pace needs to be just right for them. And goal number two, students need positive social interactions with both peers and with teachers. And I've kept these two goals in mind when designing my blended learning classroom throughout the school year. Now, what does a blended learning classroom look like, and how is it different than a traditional classroom? A blended learning classroom has students, an active teacher, and technology. So far, it doesn't sound much different than a regularly technology-rich classroom. But a blended learning classroom functions much differently. Blended learning is simply blending best teacher practices with the best that technology and the internet can offer. If we were to walk into a blended learning classroom, we would likely see something very different than a traditional classroom. We would likely see three distinct groups of students. The first group of students would have laptops, and they would be working on web-based programs. They would be receiving direct instruction on the content that they specifically need to know via the web. A second group of students, they would be in small groups working on high-quality, interactive projects. Here, they would be collaborating with one another and working with their peers. A third group would be a small group of students who would be working with the classroom teacher. Here, they're focusing on a specific area of content or an idea that all group members need to understand. Each student are in these specific areas by design. The group assignments have been made by the teacher based on the current progress of each student, meaning that each student is exactly where he or she needs to be based on their present understanding. Now, for nearly all students, this type of format meets goal number one, feeling successful. Because the content is just right for their present understanding, students spend the class time feeling a sense of accomplishment. It also meets goal number two. Because of the group interactive projects and the small group instruction, these students have the opportunity to develop positive relationships by having personal interactions with each other and with the teacher. Now, this has been an incredible experience on many different levels. It has rejuvenated my love for teaching. In years past, I've twice been honored as the most inspirational teacher, so I love what I do. But this program has added years to my career. It has caused me to rethink and redesign my instruction. I have used previous material, but it has forced me to rethink the validity and the importance of everything I ask my students to do. I'm constantly asking myself, will this engage my students, and will it result in greater learning? My students are more engaged than ever before. They have meaningful and personalized learning experience for every minute of the 80-plus minute period of class time. It has also given flexibility to my students. If they miss a class due to illness, school activity, or for a variety of reasons, they can still have the same high-quality learning experience they would have received if they were in class. It has allowed my more advanced students to learn at a faster pace and avoid frustration or boredom when the class pace does not follow their ability. It has allowed my students who need additional time or additional help in understanding a concept. Now, this space and a format, it's given them the time necessary to truly master the material. Now, speaking of the term mastery, my students are required to master the material before they can move on to a new concept. Students are required to take or retake a quiz or assignment until they achieve 100%. There is no more passing on a student who has not mastered the material. Now, students are also developing the confidence that they, all of them, can be academically successful. And students are also provided time to work with their peers and to have time to create meaningful and constructive relationship. This has been well received by my students. The lessons are meaningful and relevant. The format of instruction has proven to be engaging and effective. In short, it has been the best teaching experience of my 16-year career. And I have seen gains by my students like I have never, ever seen before. Blended learning, it is the future of education, and it is something it's within our reach to provide to our students of Washington County.